Damn it.
Ahí está.
Here we go. One down.
La campana. Hay que obedecerla.
Él nos invoca. Tenemos que servir. Al Lord Sadler Todopoderoso.
Where's everyone going? Bingo?
somebody better tell me something. Cause this show is some freaky shit.
Y que aquí te ofrecemos, Señor, que la luz de tu gloria la ilumine hacia el paraíso. Hacemos este cordero, arrastrando la furia y acógenos en el paraíso, en tu seno. Oh Señor, nuestra vida es sacrificada.
September 30th, 1998. It's a day I'll never forget. The cop inside me died that day. And that night, Raccoon City was wiped out, thanks to the bioweapons created by Umbrella. Somehow I made it out, but too many others weren't so lucky. I was asked later to join a top-secret government program. Not that I had a choice. The training, punishing missions, nearly killed me. But at least I kept my mind off everything. If I could just forget what happened that night. The pain, even for a second. This time, it can be different. It has to.
So tell me, Yankee, why did you come to this horrible place? As close to nowhere that I've ever seen.
Let's just say, looking for someone.
That someone must be very important, huh? The chief gave the orders himself. Help him, he said.
I'm sure your boys didn't come all the way out here to roast marshmallows. Maybe you did.
You have a strange sense of humor. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Just between us. A lot of people have gone missing around here. And it's been that way for a while now.
Well then, should be just another day in the office, right?
I mean, last week there was a search for some missing hikers.
I'm sure you'll do your best to help me.
I think this is it. Nature calls, huh? I'll be right back. Qué frío.
¿Te has bebido el bar entero? You smoke?
Vaya sitio más tétrico. ¡Hey! ¿Hay alguien ahí?
He sure is taking his time. Did he fall in? Maybe you better go and take a look. Oh, watch the car. Wouldn't want to get a parking ticket.
So much for helping me.
How far could he have gone? Anyone home? Sorry to barge in like this. Busco a un policía. Vino aquí? This is not good. Man, that stinks. Hey. What's your situation? What the hell's going on? What was that? No fucking way. It just keeps getting worse. Bruce, this is Condor 1.
Hunnigan here. What's your sit rep?
The President's daughter, Baby Eagle. It's likely she's in this village.
Our intel was correct then. Well done.
Need a location on a nearby lake. She may have been taken there.
Copy that. I'll see what I can find.
Hurry up. Something's happened to the people here. My escorts are... Gotta go. Talk later. I'll let myself out.
Hey guys, welcome back to Everything Anime Podcast. I'm your host Shinry here at the Everything Anime Podcast, topic from anime, manga, video games, TV shows, whatever little topic I talk about. Today's video is my first impressions of Resident Evil 4. Now I know what you're thinking. You just did a full review on Resident Evil 2, and you did a first impressions on Resident Evil 2 just a day ago. Why are you already reviewing Resident Evil 4? Well, because like I said in Resident Evil 2, I love the game. I have been playing it all day, and I beat it just this morning. And then I bought Resident Evil 4, and I'm like, I want to hop into this now because, you know, I had so much on Resident Evil 2, and this is a continuation of Leon's story. However, there is an immediate difference between Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 4. And I had to look this up because I didn't know this because, again, I'm new to the Resident Evil universe. I did watch my previous Resident Evil review, first impressions. Basically, all I'm familiar with is the live-action movies. I'm aware of the games. I was aware that I had to do with zombies and mutated zombies and super zombies. But it turns out, outside of 1 and 2 and maybe 3, I haven't got 3 yet. I'm going to buy 3 probably this weekend. There's different kind of viruses in every game. It's not always the T virus. It's not always the G virus. It's sometimes like plant-based monsters, a cult, which is what we're dealing with in this game. Various other things. So that's interesting. I always thought Resident Evil was like zombies because that's how the movies went. I didn't know they dealt with other things, but that is cool. That does keep the world fresh and new and stuff like that, and get you more involved with the games. However, yes. This one is way more action heavy than Resident Evil 2, and possibly the first one. I never played Resident Evil 1, so I have no idea. I have no concept of that one. I'll probably play it at some point now that I'm becoming a Resident Evil fan, because I'm definitely going to get 3, just to, build, and then 4 and 5 and 6 because they're 2-player for sure. I want to do a co-op campaign with my nephew or something, or my brother. I think that'd be so fun. So I'll probably get all 3 this weekend, honestly. 3, 5, and 6. But yeah, right off the bat, what do you think is scarier, dealing with the monsters at night or dealing with them in the plain day? Because the opening of this game is like light outside, as you've seen in the opening of this video, like you're fighting these cult-like zombies or cult-like plant creatures, like in broad daylight. So sometimes that's more horrifying. Because in daytime, you're supposed to be safe. You're supposed to feel like secure. You're supposed to feel like, nothing over happened. And then you got these monsters attacking in broad daylight. And I mean, the AI is kind of crazy. Oh man. Oh yeah, there are also some other changes. Apparently there's like melee in this one. So, Leon, if he gets up close and personal, he can just roundhouse kick some bitches in the face and knock them out. That was great. That was a great reveal. I love that. I don't know if I have an unbreakable knife yet, but I know Leon came with the knife. I'm assuming the knife's breakable because I just don't know too much. It's so early in the game, but I know you can knife enemies when they're on the ground, which is a great gimmick, You ain't gotta wait for the zombies to grab you or the cultists to grab you and then stab them to get you off you. No, you can roundhouse kick them onto the ground, stab them in the neck. Also, these AIs, they throw axes if they're far away. They set traps. There's bear traps on the ground. Leon can get, take damage by stepping on a bear trap, so you gotta watch your feet. There's bombs planted throughout this, cult-like village. So you gotta crouch and be careful not to set them off, or they'll throw, firecrackers and dynamite at you to try to hit you and stuff like that. Really loving the AI. Really enjoying the difference between this one and the first one. But yeah, I'm not that far, and I guess it goes by chapters, whereas Resident Evil 2, it was just all one sequence. There wasn't chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, and you could go back to the orphanage, not to the orphanage, you could go back to the RPCD, and you could go back to the, nest, back and forth. You can alternate between them. To a certain extent, you can go to the nest at a certain point, but you can go to the tunnels and whatnot. But you guys know what I mean. You can backtrack. And this one, I'm not sure if you can backtrack. I guess you can, because there was things locked in chapter 1 that I had no keys to, no items to, and I looked around for a while. The other thing about this one is finding things feels way different. You will start out with a huge, hip pouch. Which I guess, because, Leon seems like he has experience. He talks about, how he's been working for, the president. He's been assigned to, be a part of, the president's first, operation. In this game, Leon is looking for the president's daughter who's been kidnapped by a cult. So I guess that's what's currently going on. Again, I'm not that far, so I don't know. Even where I ended, I get attacked by, this, priest zombie looking dude, and he's got a syringe that he's trying to inject me with some kind of embryo. So I'm guessing chapter 2. I don't know. I'm not that far, but I can tell you I'm having a lot of fun. Yeah, I mean, outside of it already being drastically different, I'm not gonna drag out this first impressions. I don't have much to say. I'm only in chapter 1. I've only played it. I did play about an hour and a half, but I don't have enough to go off of yet outside of what I can already tell you is that Leon seems like he has experience, and this is supposed to be a direct sequel to 2 because there's in the opening when Leon's talking about his past and what he's been going through, he talks about something happened with Claire that night. He refers to Claire, he refers to Sherry, but he doesn't go into detail about what happened to them. I'm not sure if, in game 3, Resident Evil 3, it's going to explain what happened. Maybe I'm not sure. Or maybe Leon will say what happened over time of the chapters. I don't even know how many chapters there is because I really just love Resident Evil 2. I kind of want to go in this blind, except if I want to find out if there's an unbreakable knife or something like that. Something where I have to look out for Mr. Raccoon toys again or something like that. But yeah, I think if you don't like looking for clues a lot, if you're looking for like more of a fast-paced Resident Evil, this is definitely the one I would say. Again, I don't know, maybe 3 is like that too, but this one, again, I use in the gameplay, it's nothing like 2 at all. Not that 2 is bad. 2 is a great game. I love 2. And I'm already loving this. Especially different enemy types. But yeah, the same thing as some kind of plant creatures, because when I, like, killed a certain person, like, I blew her up or some shit, her body, like, I love how, like, you can see how your body's obliterated and split in half. Like, these tendrils are, like, crawling out of her stomach and trying to, like, attach itself back together. Kind of giving, like, They Will Kill You, that movie that came out this year. How their bodies, like, trying to reattach and stuff like that, so... Yeah, I don't know what exactly is going on. I'm invested though. I'll probably have a full game review out probably out by this like week, next coming week, because that's how invested I am in Resident Evil right now. But yeah, first impressions, if you haven't played Resident Evil 4, I recommend playing Resident Evil 2 first, because it simply gets tied into Resident Evil 4. But either way, like I said, if you want something action-packed, this one definitely is different. It has a different take. It has something to do with the T-Virus. It has something to do with the G-Virus. It's Leon, an experienced Leon, trying to save the president's daughter who's been kidnapped by this cult. And that's all I know so far. So anyways, yeah, I'm not going to drag this out. I'm going to hop back onto the game right now because I'm excited to play. It's my day off right now, and I'm going to get as much gaming in as possible. But yeah, really loving this first impressions. I'll let you guys know what my rest of the thoughts after I play a little bit more. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next video. Talk to you later. Bye.
That hurts, you know?
Seemed like you really wanted to talk.
How observant, senor. Now, say, you got a smoke?
You know, those things will kill you.
Oh, well, maybe just untie me then, huh? Joder, not this guy!
Who are you? Okay, stop right there!
Hey guys, this video was sponsored by me, the author of the Shinry series, the Chronicles of Wayne, and Monsterverse. So I figured I'd do this outro a little bit different by showing you guys what you guys will be checking out. So, the Shinry series starts with Book 1, Shobu Samurai Project Aryoku. 10 years after the death of his parents, Shobu Samurai returns home seeking vengeance, but instead faces the choice to save his home from shadow creatures, blood beasts, and an organization once thought dead. Shinry's Shobu Samurai starts at $9.99. And if you love anime, manga, Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, Yu Yu Hakusho, Fairy Tail, Shaman King, Rave Master, Zatch Bell, anything like that, the Shinry series is definitely the series for you. You'll definitely want to check it out. The Sword of Light is probably the thickest one so far. And then these books are 2. This is Enter the Dread Zone Tournament. And the series original ending, Arado, the Legendary Conjuring Master. So, and I'll show you guys some of the covers. Really proud of all of these. But I hope you guys check it out. If you don't like that, I also have the current published books for the Chronicles of Wayne, Love Be Damned, Cotton Candy, Full Moons, Fabled Lovers, A Cursed Virgin's Bite.
If you go where monsters dance, red will reign over your house. Love be damned. Now, the Chronicles of Wayne is about a geeky guy, or a nerdy guy in high school. His senior year, he has a crush on the hottest guy in school, because of course he does. He's only got one best friend, and her name is Barb. Well, the hottest guy in school turns out to be a werewolf. And to make the story more interesting, he bites Wayne and turns Wayne into the first ever wolfman in the last 10 years. And because of that, it was also a sacred law that wolfmen should never be created. I don't want to get into too much of the Chronicles of Wayne without spoiling it, but I can tell you it's very short. This one sells for $6.99, and Love Be Caged right after it. The ending of this trilogy, Love Be Liberated, comes out in October. So I'm going to definitely do a more full in-depth review of this one. But yeah, it's an LGBT fantasy fiction story about werewolves, vampires, white witches, a dark warlock, and, well, many, many more surprises to come. So if you guys like to read, I definitely recommend. These are all the books so far in the Shinry series, except for Shinry's Beginning. I do have that one, but it's just not here with me. But yeah, I appreciate a like, support, or just a review on Amazon. Either way, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a great day.